Thursday, 24th of September 2020. Good afternoon from Europe, good morning, good evening guys, whatever we are. Piotr here, this is Light Forex Global YouTube channel. Very interesting day. Swiss National Bank rate decision, German IFO, a little bit of the warmer words in regards to the Brexit, and of course upcoming US election. Everything counts today when it comes to the market move. We are going to check the first 5-minute trading range as usual when it comes to the Nasdaq. Then we are going to check the Swiss franc and pound. Before we do that, risk warning as usual. Please bear in mind, trading on margin carries a high level of risk. May not be suitable for all investors who can sustain loss of some or initial investment. So please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Okay, folks. So that's Nasdaq. If you remember, we are discussing that at least we should have attempt to build swing low, finishing the business. We are even lower, and we are trying to create equal low. With this environment behind us, I don't think we are going to have this equal bottom. At least if it's going to be attempt to reverse, at least we have to take out the low and trying to create something similar we've seen on Monday, lower shadow positive body, or we are going to go lower. We are going to go retest another level we discussed a few times, all right? And we are going to test levels close to 10,550, all right? And then of course we have another few levels. Well, market was trying to go lower, trying to right at the open, trying to recover nicely. We will see what's going to happen. There is a possibility of the recovery, but again, I don't think this equal bottom is going to work, right? I'm not that sure. Anyway, let's prepare. That's the daily cash open. That's the daily cash open. Okay. We have to have something like this and that. And there we go. Okay. So looks like strong reversal at the entry, right? Good. So how high can we go in that case? Let's correct that one. Well, closing the gap, right? We discussed that yesterday. That could be the case. I'm not saying we are going to do that today, right? It might be that we are going to make it tomorrow, but closing the gap, meaning the Tuesday low, weekly open, all right? That's the target. That's the possible target. But I would love to see that after taking out Tuesday low with the strong reversal. Are we going to get that? I don't know. We are going to watch and we are going to discuss. Now, briefly, let's go through the Swiss franc pairs. Dollar Swiss franc, no change when it comes to the Swiss National Bank. More interventions, quarterly reports. The interventions might be much more aggressive and stronger. Swiss franc, based on what we got from the Swiss National Bank, is heavily overvalued. So, well, that's how the things looks like. Now, if you are watching dollar index, so lately the USD Swiss franc really mirroring what is going on the dollar index, but it's, of course it's not the weight of the dollar Swiss franc is much lower, but behaving almost like the dollar index. Now, so where we are from the daily chart perspective, there was a possibility that we are going to have a problem or big problem around 90, 92, the latest lows, but we didn't have that problem. Next, we are testing over under levels close to 92, 40, 50. Also here, I thought we are going to have a problem, but looks like market may want to get back and retest levels towards 94, 95. I wouldn't be surprised with overall dollar behavior. It's strange for some, as I mentioned, since yesterday there was quite a few analyses saying, okay, it's time for dollar to go back to the downtrend. As of now, dollar is doing well and looks like bulls wants more. So if we are going to take into the consideration the breakout of this consolidation, so really attack on that supply could be on the card. That's, to be honest with you, what I'm looking for. So the buyers, if that was consolidation, so the buyers are in the middle, I would say, of that consolidation, which is related also to weekly open, right? So levels close to 91.50, 91.20. Eventually, if we are going to see any kind of the pullback, that's buying opportunity, and the sellers somewhere around 93.50, 94 when it comes to the USD Swiss franc. Now, another one where I like Swiss franc to the downside, and if you are monitoring what I'm doing live, right? Link is in the description. Of course, as I'm always saying, there are 3 different strategies. But from the intraday perspective, you were able to notice today that I've been quite actively trading pound, but I've been trading quite actively pound on the long side, and one of the pair is pound Swiss franc. Basically, what I like here is that we, as a bulls, after the initial stop count to the downside, right, we are able to get back above, retest, okay, on Tuesday, and since then going higher. Of course, there is a little bit of the supply which we are trying to take out right now, okay, but I do think that overall, with the latest, of course it's a BS, but with the latest informations from UK about that we are getting closer to the positive settlement when it comes to the Brexit, we might see some kind of the aggressive profit taking when it comes to the short pound. So overall, cable or pound Swiss franc might be on the rise. So what I'm looking for, I'm currently long half of the pound Swiss franc. I took partial profit. When they didn't quite get to my first target 1840, right, and started to pulling back. When it comes to the possible longs, that's the levels around 1780, I would say, down to 1750 for now. It was possible to buy earlier, but with this update with the US guys, I would look for between 1780, 1750. Of course, first target 1840, the stops, right, and then taking into the consideration the daily chart, higher towards 120 and 122. That's how I see the things when it comes to the pound Swiss franc, right? Euro dollar, after the breakdown, continuation lower, right? But, big but, as I mentioned yesterday, I've been waiting for a gap close between yesterday high and Monday low. Didn't materialize, all right? So I'm not in a rush to try to chase the euro dollar. What I would like to see, either closing that gap, or I would like to see retest of the half of the consolidation. If we agree this breakdown, some kind of the maybe, I don't know, manipulation based on the US election, rally towards the half of that and going lower straight to 115, 114.50. That's how I see the things when it comes to the euro dollar. And the latest one is a cable to the downside. It's very interesting situation here, as I mentioned. To the downside, we have this daily 26.15, 26.50. All right. To the upside, we got back below this swing high and below this swing low. We try to get back above yesterday. We're trying to get back above today. If we are going to get back, then retest of the high could be in place. If we are going to fail with double doji breakdown lower, 126.15 might not be enough and we might target 125, right? I've been scalping intraday longs on the cable. Well, few break evens, few 12 and more pips, so you can check, the link is in the description. So overall, that's how I see the pound. It might be worth to wait towards the end of the day, not trying to chase. I think that we might get some kind of the answers after the London fix. So let's get back to the Nasdaq. Finally, let's have a look. We didn't quite get above. That's what I've been talking about. We're trying to break below first 5-minute trading range. If we are going to take into the consideration that is almost 70, right? So with the 70 to the downside, yeah, that's somewhere like 15-20 pips below that particular low. If you want to see quick reversal, right? Just stop count, reversal, long. But this pre-market consolidation with the attempt to go higher, if we are going to fail and break 50% of that consolidation, could be the entry for the aggressive sellers. But I would be, guys, very careful. There is possible that we are going to hear something from the Trump about the healthcare. So be careful out there with the negativity on the stocks. We might see also Kudlow, Nunchin, but of course we have again the same Powell and Nunchin. So with that being said, guys, I strongly encourage you, be careful and work with your exposure. Short term, I got back neutral when it comes to the pound. I'm looking to buy dollar versus euro and Swiss franc. I'm looking to buy pound versus Swiss franc, and watching carefully what we have when it comes to the development on the Nasdaq. If necessary, going to make another update after the US cash close. Have a great trading session. See you around. Take care. Goodbye.